Amid escalating tensions in West Asia and a deteriorating situation in Gaza, a delegation of Arab Islamic foreign ministers is set to visit Delhi this week. The delegation is expected to include Saudi Foreign Minister Prince Faisal bin Farhan Al Saud, as well as Jordanian Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Ayman Safadi, Egyptian Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry, as well as Palestinian Foreign Minister Riyad Al Maliki. This is, of course, the latest development that we're tracking for all our viewers. A slew of very important leaders from across the Arab states are slated to visit India, and they are slated to in fact meet with External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar. Meanwhile, joining us on the broadcast to discuss more is Professor Madhav Nalapat, who is the editorial director of the Sunday Guardian, as well as Ambassador Suresh Kumar Goel, who is a former diplomat. I'd like to first go to Ambassador Goel, who is a former diplomat. Sir, the war in West Asia still continues. India is, of course, maintaining a fine balance. It is constantly reiterated even today in the United Nations, although in an informal setting, that humanitarian assistance to Palestine is crucial and very important. Yet we've also quashed the attempts for a UN resolution regarding a ceasefire on the basis that it did not mention the terror attacks that had taken place on October 7th. And now this crucial visit is slated to take place. What do you think can be the outcomes of such a visit?
I do not know what the outcome will be, but I think it's a very significant visit. It's a very significant visit. The delegation of the Arab foreign ministers had gone to China, and there was a whole lot of speculation and a story about how important role China is playing in resolving the Middle East contest. And I myself thought that this is China edging India out from the traditional circle of Indian influence. India is known to have great deal of influence in the Middle East among the Arabs because of the traditional support that India has always given to Palestine. There was a speculation that this role of India or this influence of India in Arab, despite the strengthening economic relationship, we all know about EMEC, the corridor, we all know about the I2U2, etc., and the way India is getting more and more increasingly interlinked with the Arab dynamic. So I think this visit is a recognition of the role that India can play in resolving the issue there, subject of course to so many other imponderables that one can never be sure about the outcome, but India's role certainly is important for one very simple reason, that unlike many other countries, India is one country in which both the Arabs and Israel have confidence. They both know that India is a country which plays an unbiased role in the whole situation. And therefore, to have that, I would say the visit is actually an endorsement of that confidence that Palestinians have in India, that Arabs have in India, and that I hope with Israel's confidence in India, India can then act as an honest mediator, as an honest arbitrator in the conflict for the whole cause of the world peace. It will be important.
All
Yes.
right, sir. And I'd like to take this point across to Professor Nalapat. Sir, do you concur with this? Of course, the US has also held a slew of high-profile meetings. Just a few weeks back, Blinken was, of course, on a tour in and around the Middle East. He'd have visited Egypt, he's visited Jordan, he's also met with the leader of Palestine in West Bank's Ramallah, President Abbas. So, do you think that their visit to India would be a sort of endorsement of their confidence in us, as Ambassador Goel was saying?
Look, I'd like to say that I fully agree with Ambassador Goel. The fact is that the Chinese media and the China-friendly media all across the world, trumpeted the Arab foreign ministers meeting with Wang Yi as basically one more sign, according to them, of how China is really becoming the leading power in the world now. And the Arab world is now no longer trusting older friends like the United States, but are now moving to China. The fact is that's not the case. Arab leaders are a very sensible, shrewd set of people. And they know very well the future of Arab countries is in the young Arab population growing up in an atmosphere free from terror and an atmosphere promoting education and moderation. In this context, I would like to point out that China wants this Gaza conflict to continue. And I'm very certain, as and when the facts come out, that you will see that the Chinese have secretly been helping the Hamas to continue this battle in the way they have basically helped Russia, initially covertly and then overtly, to continue this battle. That they want Ukraine the war in Ukraine to continue. They want the war in Gaza to continue because it's good for them. It's a diversion of attention away from their activities, whether it's in Taiwan Straits, South China Sea, or in other parts of the neighborhood. So having said that, I'd like to say I fully agree with Ambassador Goel, and in fact, it's a reflection of the confidence that the Arab leaders have, especially in Prime Minister Modi. Prime Minister Modi has made it very clear, one, terror is completely unacceptable. Something where all the Arab foreign ministers, including the Palestinian foreign minister, I may say, will agree. Why Palestinian? India was one of the first countries, maybe the first 2 or 3 countries, to recognize an independent Palestine. And the Palestinian embassy has functioned with honor and dignity in India ever since that time, back in the 1950s. The embassy of the Free State of Palestine has functioned. It is run by the Palestinian Authority. That is the legitimate authority that was ejected from Gaza by a terror group, regrettably with the help of some right-wing forces in Israel. And now, of course, those same right-wing forces are now, frankly, they never expected Hamas, which has helped so much by them. They are concentrating so much fire on the Palestinian Authority, and they neglected to do anything about Hamas. And now Hamas has shown the difference between a moderate authority and terror. And so I would like to say, frankly, that the Arab ministers have gone to China. It's a fact. But, if you remember, Iraq played a very key role in brokering the agreement between Saudi Arabia and Iran. 99% of the hard work was done by Iraq, and 99% of the credit was taken by China. So frankly, the Chinese are now trying to take the credit of being the honest broker, the mediator. They can't be, because they're on the side of Hamas, and they're not on the side of the Palestinians. The Hamas is the worst enemy of Israel and the second worst enemy of the Palestinians. So from that point of view, India under Prime Minister Modi is eminently suited, and I do believe that finally, when the active phase of this conflict winds down, it will be India that steps up and ensures a settlement that is good for the Palestinian people. Not good for terror groups, but good for the people of Gaza, who will be rejoined with the people of the West Bank under the full authority of the Palestinian Authority, supported by all the other Arab foreign ministers who are coming here. The Arab foreign ministers are coming to a country that has been their friend right from the 1950s. Right from the 1950s. And we continue to be their friend, and the Prime Minister has made West Asia a focus of his diplomacy. And I think this is one more result of that from China, they are coming to India, which is now the largest country in the world in terms of population, and is rapidly becoming one of the great engines of growth in the world, the top 3 engines of growth in the world.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.